All right, we rolling? All right, man. All right, bro. I got a question. This is my first question. This is going to be a good question. How did you start making beats? Like how?
How I started.
And like when?
Okay, so I'm a little older.
Okay.
You probably can't tell. This is really gray hair. So
Yeah.
I started making music of my own in 1983.
1983?
But I was a DJ
Okay.
before, and I got real popular DJing first. Got in a movie as a DJ and all that. And so I used to make beats with other people's beats. Like a DJ will take a break beat.
Oh, like a break beat, yeah.
And cut it, but there was no break beats. Like
Right.
we made break beats. And
Okay.
then they started putting them on records.
Okay.
We had to take Ain't It a Crime and Ain't It a Crime is one bar, and that's why you had to be so
Right.
right, or impeach the president, the intro.
Right, yeah.
So we would make that, and so I would do that,
Yeah.
and put it on a tape.
Yeah.
So those are really the first beats I started doing were before '83. The first song I actually did was called Reckless. I did with Ice-T.
Okay.
And it's sold like 4 million copies on the Breaking soundtrack. But
Ooh, Breaking?
yeah, I was the DJ in the movie Breaking.
Yeah. My
That was a
godbrother
long time
showed me
ago.
that, man. I don't know if you know who DJ Scratch was from NWA.
Yeah.
That's my godpa.
Oh, you family then, see?
Yeah,
There
like
you
straight
go.
up. So they showed me Breaking, and they showed me Beat Street, and
Yeah,
you know,
all
that
those.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's your heritage.
Breaking 2. You know
I'm
what
your
saying?
heritage.
Yeah.
Breaking
Yeah,
2,
right.
you saw that one?
Yeah.
Most didn't see that. They saw the first one to the tune of 60 million.
Right.
Then, that shit would have been like 200 million now.
Right.
Serious
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
But that's fun, man. And then you said that I did answer both of those, huh?
Yeah, you did. But like, I want to say something, like, because like when I started in 2006.
Wow.
So like, I wanted an MPC. I really wanted an MPC. I used to chop and screw music on this little program, and you know, around that time, Paul Wall and Mike Jones was popping. So like, that's when I really got the music. But my homie had Fruity Loops. His dad, his name was Mark Drummond. He used to do like jingles for, you know,
Nah.
he used to do jingles and shit. But he had a whole studio in his house.
Yeah.
So like, when I went to my homie's room, you know, we used to skateboard together and shit. And so he had FL Studio. It was called Fruity Loops.
It was called Fruity Loops, yep.
At the time, this
Yep.
2006.
Yep.
So he gave me my copy, and then ever since then, all I did, like, this shit didn't even work properly. So I sampled everything from bottom to top. Drums, I would take a little drum, like
lay it
I
in
really
there.
felt like that God wanted me to learn that way.
Yeah.
Since none of my shit worked properly. So I was
That's
like, oh
right.
yeah, I sampled everything for 6 years before I even knew what a plug-in was. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
yeah, that's how I learned. And you know, I'm a real hip hop head too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, you are. You said it because I'm gonna tell you, of all the I've produced, I started with tape, so you couldn't
Okay,
use any sort of a plug-in. Got plugged in, like that's where the
Like,
name
for
came
real.
from, right? With this kind
Yeah,
of cable.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is a plug-in
Right.
for me. So to have advanced up until the things ahead now, like you speak on plugins and those things, I have evolved into what you do with FL Studio. So let me tell
Yeah.
you, when I produce, I go sit down, like MPC and all that.
Yeah.
All my sounds is in my laptop. I made all of them,
Right,
and so
right,
I just
right.
got a little. I'm a minimalist. I got
Me
kick,
too.
snare, hi hat.
Right,
That's it.
yeah,
and
yeah,
the only
yeah.
ones and a stick, like
Yeah.
an explosive. That's my kick, stick, hat.
Oh yeah.
Minimalist. I created the
Explosive?
minimalist. Right.
Oh my
That's me.
God.
So, Dre gets the juice, but I do the work,
Chronic 2001.
Yeah, I did the track, and we did it for King T. I did that.
Right.
We always say we do things together, but a lot of times it's fully formed, and then he gets on and does whatever. In those cases, Phone Tap that. He had some keyboard parts.
Phone tap was
Right.
crazy.
That's it. So you
nigga.
see so what I do now
Yeah.
is instead of making drum kits and all that, I take my kick and lay it in there like you do at FL Studio. I
Yeah,
use Pro
okay.
Tools. So
Right,
I'm sitting
right.
at the SSL and looking at this laptop, 13 inch,
SSL,
right?
yeah.
Everybody's tripping.
Right.
I'm tapping on it. I put the sounds in there. I loop the beat in Pro Tools. I don't
Right,
even,
right,
because I
right.
don't have, quantize I don't do.
Right.
I got my
Yeah,
own
yeah.
beat.
Yep, 5 years. Like my first 5 years, I wasn't quantizing.
'Cause you
I
got
still
your
like
own-
there's certain beats that I don't quantize at all.
No, just maybe the kick on the one or some shit that you gotta have. But
Some that'll just keep you online. Like
Exactly.
yeah.
you work like so. That's what I was saying. So how old
I
are
know.
you?
Oh, I'm 33.
Okay, so
You know,
now I produce like I was
Yeah.
born a producer in 2006 because I produced the same exact way.
Okay, look. So my favorite producers was Jay Dilla, Madlib. So you know them offbeat type niggas. Like you know they. You know what I'm saying? And you know I mean I also was a Dipset fan. So like you know I like gangster
E-Swift,
shit.
all of
But like
that shit.
but at the same time I like that offbeat. You know I incorporate that into all my shit today.
Yes,
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
that's how I came up with my whole sound.
I got the offbeat bass line. I always had the late, like
Yeah, the
Talib
late
Kweli,
shit, yeah.
late, but like a sub late with low, 2 notes in the pocket. You know what I
Right,
mean? Not
right,
my
right,
bass
right.
don't hit with the kick.
Right,
It ain't supposed to.
right.
I got a bass for that to play that melody. The
Yeah.
melodic thing can
Yeah.
play the melody. The sub banging and the
Yeah,
we
the
from
live
here.
shit,
We
yeah.
listen to cars. If you want, I live on La Cienega, so I was explaining this to my homeboy. He was like, 2 things. Why did y'all like the hi-hats back in the day? I said, cause I like to know what song is playing when the cars go by my house. Cause I live on a busy street and I can hear so I can hear that when they go by and keep cats on I live on Slauson and La Cienega. So I used to make my beats so I could hear
Yeah.
them from the house.
Right, right.
Seriously, and the low end too. Like I was using the world as a real application. Like, oh, I could hear this one better than that.
Right,
and then I'd hear
right,
Dre
right,
and them
right,
songs
right.
like NWA. Okay, and I was doing that.
Right, right.
It's like
right.
real world lab mixing, like, you know. So that's where that thing came from. So,
I remember when I heard my first song, like in somebody's car. Somebody was playing that shit. Like I was in Inglewood. off
Oh,
of
yeah.
Manchester, I think.
Oh yeah, that's
And it was somebody bumping Hood Billionaire by Rick Ross. I'm like, oh shit, nigga, this shit's
It was
for real.
rattling the car, wasn't it?
I'm like, yo, this shit. That's when I knew I was like, yeah, I gotta.
You mean to tell me you didn't like go in your car and play it that loud with that sound system like
No,
that?
yeah.
Okay, cool. But
Yeah,
then
but
when you
like-
heard someone else
But when
banging it,
it's better when somebody
Oh,
else is playing that
yeah,
shit
bro.
going down the street. Like nigga, like what the fuck? Like
a lot of people don't know what we talking about.
Yeah.
This is a rare group.
right? Like for real, man. Like rare, man.
Man, dude. And then Nappy turned me on to Larry June. I was like, man,
Yeah. Yeah,
This shit
yeah,
here
yeah,
is-
yeah.
I love
Man,
it.
man, he got an old soul, man. You know,
Man.
he younger than both of us, but he got an old soul. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know I'm born in '87, so like
Oh, wow.
like when I hear shit like that, man, I just be like, damn, like. I mean, I remember when I heard Tribe Called Quest, bro. That was like that made me fall in love with music, bro. Like
I'm sure.
Award Tour, Electric Relaxation, like them type of tracks, like. Them type of tracks made me fall in love with music for real. Like, you know
All
what
that
I'm saying?
music was in the world when you were born. You were born into the
Yeah, I was
stream.
born into that shit. I was like 5,
that's
6
a
years
trip.
old
Like,
when all that
because
shit came
when
out.
I was born, there was no such thing. It was none of that to be born into. It was rock and roll. I was born in '62.
Right.
Blues, rock and roll, Motown.
Motown.
That was
okay.
just going. That was the big thing.
Right.
But yeah, man, you were born into that.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
All that music.
Yeah.
That and the new music. That's what I'd be like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all don't like new music. People who ever says that,
Right.
okay, so people do this. I don't like that song. They don't know why they don't like it. Like, I don't like that taco. It might have some shit in the bottom of it, right? But your taco is good, but he don't like the place, so y'all don't go no more. Because
Right,
his
yeah,
taco had a
yeah.
piece of pepper in it that was extra. Like,
Right.
they don't like the song because the hi-hat's too loud.
Right. Right.
Not,
Right. Yeah. of
not
course.
because it's a bad song. So people got their own opinions. That's it. Make your music. Who gives a
Right.
fuck?
Yeah. Real talk, man. Yeah. So I got another question. Who's your? Cause like you know we all sample. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I know I do.
I live
And
on
I
the
know you
sample.
do.
What?
Yeah. So, who is like your favorite like go-to person to like sample or favorite group, or it could be top 5. It don't matter. Like, you know, you could name you could name a couple people. You know what I'm saying? Like who's like your favorite?
Let me see.
Banner, you
Okay,
know.
so let me tell you. Okay, so check it out. So there's layers on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you. I got 2 careers. Let's just say. See, in the music business. So when I was doing the sampling, because I got a guy now like you that got here, he texts me shit.
Oh yeah. Oh,
It's like, I told him, I said, bro, from now on, I'm putting you down as the producer with me. This dude
That's
is
hard.
finding these samples and feeding them to me.
right.
And
then
I
you
play
just-
some of this shit I have off camera, man, I'm gonna tell you. So I used to, we had a place. So when I started, I was a DJ. So this is the thing I had against better than other DJs. I was a Billboard reporter.
Okay.
So back in the day when you were a DJ and you reported to Billboard magazine, it's only 2 in every city. So
Right.
I was the one for LA. They had one that was like mobile DJ, the streets, and one's in the club.
Right.
So I kind of did the club, but the streets was me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to give them a top 20 chart every week. So because I was the DJ, imagine when record labels find this out.
Right.
Bro, the UP, it was DHL. No one had ever heard of DHL in the 80s, and UPS and all this stuff.
Right.
I had to tip those guys every Christmas like $50 because they came every day
Right.
with records.
like yeah.
So
yeah.
I didn't have to dig far for records in the jump. I had stacks of stuff
Right.
that I just didn't even. It'd be crap, but it'd be something on it.
Right.
One little, everything got something.
Right.
So
For real. Yeah. That's real. Yeah.
See,
that's real.
like you said, stand out. So I'd go
I was a
through
crate
that.
digger. Yeah.
Yep. So I was
Yeah.
really, my go-to was the crate, period. Like
Right.
no one in particular, because I'm a different dude. Then I got on. So when I got with Dre and Aftermath, after Death Row, skip over to this part, I got into chamber music and classical. And I got
Okay.
into Vivaldi and D minor, real heavy.
Right.
And it's like religious, like it's some all kind of God tempo type
Right,
stuff in
yeah,
here.
yeah,
So
right.
I started using that. That's where Phone Tap came from. That
Right,
thing.
right,
and
right.
Explosive was during my transition. Before that, I did a song. The biggest thing I had done before, I did Focus on Exhibit. No one had really heard of that. The other songs I was with Dre on, G Thing and all of that. I was on there with him, but I wasn't really the producer. I just was in the room working.
Right.
So when it became my songs like Reckless, it was more of knowing how people were gonna dance to it from being a DJ. You could DJ at the clubs and you go,
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
all these people, I take me in Egyptian Lover, we used to take drum machines to the club
Right.
with beats.
Right.
And be playing like Planet Rock and then hit play. And
Oh,
the
Planet Rock,
beat,
yeah.
and he'll go, yes,
Right.
baby, and all of that shit live. And so we go, how do
Why
we
is
put
this shit so
this
funny?
on a record? It's hilarious, right?
Right,
But it's
yeah.
real talk, bro. Imagine
Yeah.
that with all the baddest chicks in LA grinding on every.
Man, that shit is crazy.
Bro, it's been rock star life since the jump. Since I started playing records, it's been this.
Right. Yeah.
But bigger cameras, they didn't got smaller and less people. That's it.
Right. Yeah. Man, well, man, my favorite people I used to sample, man. I mean, I still sample to this day. George Duke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, George Duke had hella fucking psychedelic, funk and
Yes.
I
would use that.
Roy Ayers, but like
Yep.
I don't know if you ever heard the Coffee soundtrack.
All of it.
Yeah, so that right
Backwards.
there was like, yeah. So that that's
Literally.
crazy. Anita Baker, of course.
Yep.
But like, she's hella known, but I like hella obscure records.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and like the newest person I sample is Tame Impala. Like they got some shit, but they know what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that group. What was the group Minnie Riperton was in? The
Oh,
group, the
fucking
group.
yeah. I used to
Like
sample
you
Minnie
would sample
Riperton
that,
like
but
a
the
lot.
group she was in was even dope too. I can't remember.
I
the name
forgot.
of it.
I
But yeah, that's what you on.
Yeah,
I got
I used to
another
sample
one
the
like that.
Silvers
I
all
love
the
it.
time.
Yeah.
Like the Silvers had them chords. Like
Yep.
they was like Jackson 5, but with hella chords, and they
Yeah.
was more like underground.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I fucked with the Silvers.
I
like,
grew up
heavy,
with
you know what I'm
Foster Silvers. I already know, man. They was all the way. He been complaining about that shit for years.
saying? right.
Good as Michael Jackson, you
Yeah.
were, nigga. For
And then
real.
there's another there's one more band. I can't remember the name, but it's a Brazilian band that sound like Earth, Wind and Fire.
oh wow.
But they should have way more chords and like
changes and
like I'm a big Pharrell fan,
like
so
Return
like
to Forever.
yeah, I'm a big Pharrell Tyler fan too, so it's like I hear those same chords in those songs like back then, like
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, bro.
You know, I've seen now. That's why I love I'm producing now. I done ran across key modulators that play these jazz chords. You could just buy a box, nigga, and hit a key, and it'll give you 50,000 different key interpolations. You need. I was laughing when your boy said music theory. I'm like, shit. You can buy an app for music theory. You don't ever need to know that shit.
Right.
Listen to what I'm telling y'all. You don't need to learn shit anymore, but how to.
Man, real shit, man. My boy DK, man, he done hooked me up with some shit. I played hella chords.
Yeah.
And I just be like, this is exactly what I was looking for.
I saw 3 of them. I forgot the names of them. They ill as fuck.
Right. And
the best jazz musician you ever met.
Right. And the crazy thing is, like, my boy DK and DJ Khalil has showed me, you know DJ Khalil?
Yeah, and DK, I think.
Yeah. They done both, like, showed me, like, these chord generators, and I just be like, whoa. I mean, I don't see it as cheating because, like, this is exactly what I was looking for. I was gonna find this shit eventually.
Forget about.
I was gonna find that eventually, but like it was already right there. So
exactly.
I'm gonna build off of that.
Or you was gonna make that because you the type of dude that. Okay, so I got this thing. It makes keys over here, and I take the MIDI notes and blah. You was already on that.
And then play over.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is get that.
It's like
sampling. And then go take Q from 1500 and nothing and say, okay, play this shit your way.
Hey, look, it's funny because everybody in the room looking at us like these motherfucking nerds up here.
I know we talking about some shit, but they all producers. He's a producer. Shout out to Master C.
Yeah, okay.
Your boy the next guest, Tony.
Yeah.
Nappy's a wannabe rap producer ass mogul cat. He's all the above. I'm mentoring him until he kicks me out. That's what we doing with that.